Today we're making the classic Zuppa Inglese. Hi everyone, welcome to Black Cat Kitchen. I hope you're doing well. Today we're making one of my all-time favorite Italian desserts, Zuppa Inglese. The name Zuppa Inglese literally translates to English soup, but what it actually is an Italian version of an English trifle. My Nonna, my great-grandmother, used to make this cake for every special occasion. This was known as Nonna crema. I've already showed you in past videos how to make the Alchermes, which gives it the beautiful pink color and a lovely spicy flavor, and the Pan Di Spagna, the sponge cake that gives the beautiful layers in between the custard. Let's get started. See the description below for a list of ingredients. We're going to start by heating up a liter of whole milk. Put in a few pieces of lemon zest. I'm also adding half a vanilla bean and all of its seeds. Just plop that in there. We just want this milk to get nice and hot, but be careful not to boil it. To a large heat-proof bowl, we're going to add 9 egg yolks. To our egg yolks, we're going to add 350 grams of sugar. And now we're going to whisk that together until it's nice and pale and all well combined. When it's all smooth and combined, we'll add 80 grams of flour. And just whisk that together. And this is what it should look like ribbons dripping off of your whisk. When you see the milk starting to move on its own, that's when you know it's starting to try to boil. You can see a few tiny bubbles coming up. That's when we're going to turn off the heat and we're going to slowly add it to our eggs. Just very carefully start adding that hot milk to your eggs. Little by little. This will temper the eggs so that they don't scramble. Continue adding until you've added all of your milk. Pour the egg mix back into the same pot through a fine mesh sieve. And we're going to bring that back up to medium heat. We sieve the mixture at this point to pull out those bits of lemon and vanilla, but also to make sure there's no scrambled egg bits. If you want to be extra chefy, we can sieve it again a second time once it's thickened up. Into a small pot, I'm adding 30 grams of cocoa powder. To this, I'm going to add a little bit of milk bit by bit. Whisk it all together until it's a smooth paste. Make sure you get rid of all of those little bumps and lumps. And then we're going to slightly heat it so that it comes to a similar temperature as our pastry cream. These are both ready. How you'll know your pastry cream is ready is that you'll start getting little burbles that come up from the bottom. You can also test to see if it coats the back of your spoon. And because I'm extra chefy, I will be straining it again. So half in one bowl and half in the other. To one of our bowls, we'll add our chocolate paste. You can also use melted dark chocolate here or dark chocolate chunks that you've cut quite fine, as the custard will help to melt it. But because cocoa powder was a little bit more economical, that's what my Nonna used. We'll cover our pastry cream with cling film and let them cool until they're just slightly warm, and then we'll assemble our Zuppa Inglese. To build our Zuppa Inglese, we're going to start with a layer of our sponge cake. I've cut them fairly thin, and you'll just want to slightly overlap them. You can press them down a little bit here as well. You can also use Savoiardi biscuits in this recipe. If you'd like to make your own, you can check out my tiramisu recipe, which I'll also link below. If you're going to use Savoiardi, I would recommend making a 1-to-1 ratio of water to sugar and adding your Alchermes to that, because you'll want to dip it just like I did in the tiramisu recipe. If you can't find Alchermes and you don't want to make it yourself, you can easily substitute this with rum with a little bit of red food coloring, or if you want to keep it alcohol-free, you can even use grenadine. But today we're just going to drizzle a little bit of that Alchermes on top of our sponge. You don't want to saturate them, you just want to add that little bit of color and flavor. I've reserved a little bit of my chocolate cream for the top. So I'm going to use half of this cream over top of my first layer. We're going to go in with another layer of our sponge. And I'm just going to do these in the opposite direction. Just adds a little bit more stability. And now another drizzle of our Alchermes. Now half of our vanilla cream. And then continue to build your layers. And now our final layer. At this point, my Nonna always used that little bit of leftover chocolate cream to write happy birthday, buon compleanno, on the top. You can do squiggles, you can do cocoa powder, whipped cream, whatever kind of topping you want, or nothing at all. Into the fridge for at least 2 hours or overnight so all of the flavors can marry together. And then our SD card failed.
Hello.
But thank goodness for same-day shipping. Let's try this again. Look at those beautiful layers and that classic Neapolitan color. That really takes me back. You've got the bits of sponge that have absorbed the Alchermes in it. And it's got this nice warmth to it, just a little bit cinnamony. And then you've got the bit of sponge that hasn't got the Alchermes and it's absorbed some of that cream. And it's just got such a different texture. It just gives you a real difference of textures all in your mouth at once. And you've got that smooth vanilla and then chocolate cream in there. And the flavors just go so beautifully together. This is a great summertime dessert because if you've already got a sponge laying around, you don't have to bake this. And you can serve it freezing cold. You can actually freeze individual pieces of this and take it out whenever you want to bite. I'm so grateful to have spent so much time with my Nonna Teta, and I'm so glad to be able to share her recipe with you today. Thanks so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. See you next time.